Lauren,
Hi.
you've got the best background ever.
Yeah,
All
it's
of
really
your
good.
amazing pictures, really good.
Oh, thank
Thank
you. I know
you.
I have so many. I have like Twilight, Cruel Intentions, Buffy, Spring
I
Breakers,
love that.
Dream. I know, so crazy. Oh my God, ladies, I'm so excited to talk to you. I just have to say, I watched all 8 episodes on my 4-year wedding anniversary trip with my husband. So, because I wanted to be prepared for you guys today, and I absolutely love the show. I mean it when I say it's legitimately one of my favorite shows of the year.
Oh
I
my
felt
goodness,
so
wow.
involved in this world for 8 hours. So I love the friendship between your characters. Like I love the friendship between Penn and Eloise. And I'm curious for you both, when the two of you met, was it prior to filming? Was it on set? You know, when did the two of you met? Nicola, I'll start with you.
Well, we were actually incredibly lucky in that we had met, I think, about a year prior to Bridgerton,
Oh, wow.
because we had mutual friends. And I met Claudia, and she's just like this beautiful angel that lights up any room that she's in. So I was the first person cast in the series, and then I was really desperately trying to find out anything else about the other actors. And the second headshot that went up in the wall in the office was Claudia's, and I could not have been happier that it was her. And we just had an instant connection that you can't really, it either happens or it doesn't. And we were so lucky that it did happen between us, and it made filming our scenes so easy and joyful and fun and really special.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Claudia, what about for you? So like what was your reaction in regards to getting the role and then like being able to work with Nicola then?
I mean, getting the role, it feels like a whole different world. I remember I've got a boat, and I live on a boat, and I was painting the roof of my boat. And it was like blisteringly hot, and I was like just painting and painting, listening to a podcast, and then my agent called me and said I got the part, and I just remember like carrying on painting but like crying, and I was like so it was lovely. And then sort of working with Nicola was obviously, I felt very similar to Nicola, very grateful it was her, because I knew we'd spend so much time together. But really it felt completely effortless every time we had a scene together. We just get on set and just be like, there we go, lovely. It's just it was completely effortless. Lovely.
Love it when you guys are just sitting on the couch like eating the bonbons or whatever. And just,
Yeah, that was
I'm like, that's me and
favorite.
my friends. Yes, I love it. So I'm curious for each of you, and obviously, you know, I don't want to get into too many spoilers for the fans, but what were your reactions in regards to reading the script? Because I know in a lot of series like this, you only get the script maybe for your character and you don't necessarily see what happens with the other characters. So how was it with Bridgerton? Claudia, I'll start with you. What was your reaction in regards to reading the scripts? Because I was floored by that finale.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? It's so good. It's such a badass ending.
I know.
I think like the first thing you notice when you read the script is that it doesn't feel like a period drama. Like it doesn't feel like your standard period drama. And also how sort of well-rounded every character is. Like no one's solely a plot device. Like everyone's so integral to the sort of tapestry of this mad world that we've created, that everyone's so important to it. And you know, there are so many realms in the world where you could see overlooked characters all the time, like mothers, like women of a certain age, you know, and they are the most badass characters in the show, actually. They hold the most power. And they that is what's sort of leaps out at you. And then in the read through, you know, they encourage pace. They encouraged us to be pacey. And so we really took that on board. I remember me and Nicola being like, right, let's just do this. Let's just hit this pace. And that, again, makes the already incredibly brilliant dialogue between the characters even more exciting. So that was really lovely when we did the table read to see that come to life.
Yeah, I love that. And when I was talking with Chris just a minute ago, I was talking with him about just the gorgeous production design and the costumes, because like I said, I just felt so enveloped in this world. And I'm curious for each of you, I'm sure there's so many different things, you know, that actors do to connect with the character, but was it a particular wardrobe piece of Penn's or Eloise's or was it the wig, something that really connected you with that character prior to starting to film? Nicola, I'll start with you.
I think something incredible about this show is that, you know, every single piece was custom made for you. So there's something really special in that. And having also had the 8 Bridgerton books to draw upon, there are like lots of little clues about your character. And then to see, you know, it's a big feature of the books that the Featheringtons dress in these really garish, outlandish colors.
Yes.
And how much attention had been paid to that and to incorporate it. So it feels really true to the books, but also for you, it was interesting for me playing Penelope, because I think she's a character who likes to sink into the background, and then for her to be dressed in bright yellow all the time, and also that incredible wig that was made, you know, hair by hair, and you know, Shondaland were involved in like literally picking pieces of hair color to make sure it looked just right. So that level of detail, it does a lot of the work for you, and you go onto set feeling like you can just go and do your job because you've just got this incredible support system behind you.
I was gonna say, did you absolutely love wearing the color yellow all the time, or did you get sick of that color? I thought it was amazing. I was obsessed with all of the costumes.
It's funny because, you know, they're meant to be quite outlandish and garish, but I thought they were beautiful because you know how much work has gone into them, and tiny little details that people probably wouldn't even see on screen, but like hand embellished flowers and Swarovski crystals and all of these things. So I love them. Sometimes I did walk into the trailer and I was like, another yellow dress, okay. But mostly it was completely joy.
Well, last question for you both. Like I said, I love the show and I cannot wait for fans to see it. So do we have any idea in regards, I want to see more of these characters. Are we going to get a season 2? Are we going to continue on with these? I'm going to tell all of my friends to watch it. Claudia, I need more of Eloise. I need for her to uncover the truth for everybody.
Yeah, me too. She's a worthy opponent, isn't she? I want Eloise to continue. Listen, if we all just gather our greatest thoughts, our most positive thoughts, if we all do it on Christmas Day, I'm almost certain it will work. Okay?
Yes. Well, thank you both so much. I really mean when I said that I loved the show. I love both of your performances.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and I can't wait for everyone to see it because like I said, I feel like I've been in this world the last 8 hours of my life, and I'm ready for everyone else to see it as well. Thank you both.
So kind.
Thank you so much, Lauren. Honestly,
I just legitimately loved the show. I really did, and you both are amazing. I mean, like I love the friendship and the everything between your two characters. So I really appreciate your time today.
Oh, Lauren, you're a badass.
So much, Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Happy anniversary.
I will say I just watched all 8 episodes over the last 2 days on my 4-year anniversary trip with my husband, and I had the best time with it. It was so good. I absolutely loved your character so much. I want to see more. I want to see like another season. I really want to talk there's so much I want to talk to you about, but I really want to talk to you about the fight choreography, because I don't want to get into too many spoilers, but there's an amazing dueling sequence and several other scenes where you have fight choreography. So I'm curious for you as an actor, what that rehearsal process looked like, and if anything went wrong while you were actually filming some of those scenes.
You're talking to the right guy if it's about what goes on in fight choreography. But we had this most amazing fight coordinator called Brian Nichols, who sadly passed away, and it was his last project that he worked on, and he was like one of the best in the business. And I
saw that. I think that you did the guys did an in memory thing in the very last episode, I believe. Okay.
Yeah, and you know, it was so amazing to get to know him, and then to go to celebrate his amazing work and go to his funeral and meet all of his friends and family. So it makes complete sense that we're out to give this to him. But yeah, he was amazing. He ran a boxing club for his like local community in South London, so that's where we used to go, and me and Reggae would like battle it out under his choreography. But I'm a lover, not a fighter, so the fighting was definitely the thing that I saw and was like, oh gosh. But I really enjoyed it. The thing about the dueling is just completely balmy, and is another brilliant thing to explore in terms of like toxic male masculinity and how ridiculous men can be. And yeah, the idea that these two best friends find themselves aiming pistols at each other and they don't really have a conversation, and that might be something from 2020 that we can think about, men not having the conversation.
Yeah, no, that is a very good point. Well, one of my favorite parts in the whole show is the relationship between Anthony and Sienna, and that back and forth just throughout the whole entire 8 episodes. I'm curious for you, did you have a chemistry reading with Sabrina prior to filming? And did you guys have any type of rehearsal time at all together prior to filming?
Well, you know what, Sabrina, I'd met socially years before, and we both talked about it since. Actually, we went for dinner after we finished filming, and I was like, when I met you, I just knew you were so brilliant and really special. Like, she's just such a wonderful person. But it was a click back then. So then when you sign on to a show like this, and then I found out at my costume fitting that she was going to be playing Sienna, I was like, yeah. And it's amazing. It just shows that the ability of Shondaland, their instincts are so on point. To even from self-taped auditions to work out who's going to work well, whether it's romantically or within a family. And but we had this amazing intimacy coordinator, and I think one of the main things that we wanted to kind of explore, because within the intimacy coordinator, they make telling the sexual side of the narrative really simple and safe and you're really empowered. So I think we wanted to explore the different ways in which they have sex as their relationship sort of ebbs and flows. And also the toxicity of their relationship, him really loving her and thinking that he's doing the right thing by her. And you know, of course, she's the one who, you know, finds her inner strength to go, this is not good for me. And the fact that, you know, he's left where he's left at the end of it, I think is brilliant for a modern audience to see.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, so when you have, I was speaking with Chris just about this, and he was talking about the intimacy coordinators as well. So when you're doing those particular scenes, is it more of a closed set for you guys? Are there not as many people on set when you and Sabrina are doing those scenes? Does that filming day look completely different than if you were out, you know, in the picturesque English countryside?
Yeah, I mean, it becomes quite quiet. But our first scene, I think, as you've seen, it was in the English countryside against a tree.
That's true.
You know you're onto something when you see bottom before face. That's a good introduction to your character. But the intimacy coordinators are always on set. So what otherwise would have been a very close set with just you and the director, now you have this amazing person. And for us, it was Lizzie Talbot, who is sort of a conduit and a go-between the director and you. And it's always now how you are feeling as either Sabrina or me as Johnny, and you give the thumbs up. You've got barriers between you. There's a rule of three. So you feel really, really safe. And yeah, the set does get closed, apart from when you ask for a Diet Coke to come in so you can put it on your nipples to perk them up.
Oh my God, that's crazy!
And then you get to sip a Diet Coke when they yell cut. So it's great. It works.
Oh my God, what a fun tidbit for the fans when they see this. Last question for you. I was speaking with Chris about just the production design and the fact that I just felt so enveloped in this world for 8 hours. Is there a particular wardrobe piece, or maybe it was something else of Anthony's that you put on that really made you feel connected to the character, you know, before filming? What was it?
I think for Anthony, it's the pocket watch, because that's the whole story of his father and the trauma that comes with the fact that he lost his father at the age that he did, and then had to become the Viscount. So you could really feel the weight of that, which I think is really helpful, but also the signet ring. Anything that was like to do with the weight of lineage, I think was super helpful to get into character, but also the mutton chops and the hair. I was
going to say, was that your real hair? Was that your real hair? Did you grow it out?
They were real, yeah.
It looks so good. Yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause you have haircuts now, but like your hair, it looked so good and so authentic, and I loved the wardrobe so much. Well, I thank you so much for your time today. I honestly hope that, you know, I see more of the Bridgerton books come to life in multiple seasons, and I can't wait to see what you do next, Jonathan. It was an amazing performance, and
thank you.
I'm excited for the fans to see it. Honestly, I'm gonna binge it again with my friends on Christmas Day.
Oh my God, I love it. Brilliant. You made my day. That's brilliant.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. My first question for you, honestly, I felt like I was just in this world in 1813 England for these 8 hours. So what was it about bringing Julia Quinn's novel to life? Like, what was it about this particular story, why you wanted to create it into an 8 episodic series?
You know, I fell in love with these books from the moment I first read them. They had everything I always look for and everything I fall in love with myself. They were funny, they were emotional, they were sexy, super charming, and there was this delightful family at the center of everything. Not to mention, it was about escapism for me, and escapism was exactly what I was looking for at the time. I think it's what a lot of audiences are looking for today, and I think it's what they'll get with Bridgerton.
Where did you guys film this, and how long did it take to film the 8 episodes?
We filmed in and around London and all over the beautiful English countryside. We were in some of the most amazing, incredible locations, actual castles and country homes, and where royalty and dukes themselves have actually walked. I knew that if we were going to be telling the most romantic love stories of all time, I wanted the sets and locations to be doing the very same thing, you know, to provide that sense of scale and that scope. And it was all about the romance for me. We began shooting in July of 2019, and we wrapped up end of February 2020.
Is there going to be a season 2? I need more. I need more of all of these characters immediately, Chris. I'm serious. I need to see what's going to happen. I need to see more of this.
I hope so. You know, obviously the first season focuses on the eldest Bridgerton daughter, Daphne Bridgerton, and her love affair with Simon Bassett. We know there are 8 Bridgerton books. There are 8 Bridgerton siblings, and I would love to, in success, follow and explore love stories and romances for all the Bridgerton children, of course.
Yeah, and I definitely want to talk about Phoebe and Reggae because they are just so wonderful in this. When you are doing some of these particularly intimate and beautiful, gorgeous, intimate scenes, is that more of a closed set? Are there less people on set? And what are your conversations like with both Phoebe and Reggae in regards to how you're going to choreograph all of the scenes? Because I know a lot of it comes down to choreography, and I'm curious for you as the creator with them, what is your conversation like before filming some of those scenes?
Phoebe and Reggae are amazing, and they have this really electric, palpable chemistry together. When they came in for their chemistry read, our jaws just hit the floor because we knew we could see it and we knew we had something special. You know, the intimate scenes, they were really interesting to shoot. We worked with an amazing intimacy coordinator on set, and that role of the intimacy coordinator is something I'm really happy that is becoming more standard on sets today, because it hasn't always been like that. And, you know, for us, it was really about, first and foremost, making sure that the actors themselves were comfortable, and really leaving it up to the actors to decide how far they wanted to take things. We would have long conversations prior to shooting, during shooting. We would rehearse many times. Everything was heavily choreographed, much like an action sequence. You know, your hand goes here, your leg goes there. But it really came down to the comfort level of the actors and making sure that they were okay doing whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I've talked with a lot of directors and creators, and I do love how there's so many, you know, intimacy coordinators on set now, because, you know, a decade ago, we didn't necessarily have that. I wanted to talk about, you know, more of the production design in regards to the costumes and the colors and all the colors symbolizing. How did you put that together with the costume designer in regards to, you know, which families are going to wear certain colors? You know, with like Penelope's character, she's always in yellow. So, I mean, how did you kind of figure out what you wanted to do with the color scheme in regards to creating the show?
Our costume designer, Ellen Mirajnek, is incredible. And she was actually the first department head we hired, because we knew the costumes on this show needed to be so amazing. And they were such an important, integral part of the
And the
series.
wigs too, and the wigs.
And the wigs, yes. The hair and makeup also was super important. I think, you know, the costumes, everything you see on the show is bespoke, and everything was made for these characters themselves. Nothing came from a costume house. Ellen created her own costume house for the series. It was really about, you know, the Bridgertons are they're in some beautiful colors. They're in some more calming colors. You see lots of blues and creams and whites. And then, you know, by contrast, the Featheringtons are in, you know, they're a little louder. They're a little, you know, a little more garish, a little more ostentatious. They're just, there's a sense that they're trying just a little too hard. And I wanted there to be a distinction between Bridgertons and Featheringtons, because I think you feel that with the families themselves. The Bridgerton household is full of love and warmth, and the Featheringtons, there's not a lot of love there, and it's a little colder. And so I think that it was important that the costumes really reflect the characters and the families themselves.
I want a whole 8 episodes on Penelope Featherington, because I'm obsessed with her and I can't wait to chat with her. It's like everybody was amazing. Chris, thank you so much for your time today. I really mean that. It was one of my favorite shows of the year, and I'm going to be binge watching it with my friends when it comes out on Christmas virtually. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye.